Good morning, I am Chris Fox. Welcome to the fourth video in Launch to Market. We are documenting the launch of the book Destroyer, and I finally have a copy of the paperback to hold. Yay! Quick note about this paperback, you will notice that the cover says C.T. Fox instead of Chris Fox. One of the number one questions that I received was, why did I change the pen name back to Chris Fox? So for those not aware, the book started out again as C.T. Fox, and I changed it to be Chris Fox. And the reason for that is pretty amusing. It was really hard to track them separately. Having a book split off from my main brand would have meant more social media and basically more overhead than I was willing to put in. So I decided to switch back to Chris Fox. I got the artist to update the text on the cover, and that's now live on Amazon. So if you purchase the ebook now, you'll see the corrected cover. If you buy the paper book, at least for a few more days, you can still get the version that says C.T. Fox, but after that, that's going to say Chris Fox, and away goes that pen name. So the reason for jettisoning the pen name so quickly, I think that it's going to benefit me long-term to have that affiliated with my main brand. I mean, Destroyer's kicking serious butt, as you'll see in the recap portion of this video, and I'm proud of that. I really am. I worked hard on that book, as you guys saw in the 21-day novel challenge videos, and I'm very, very proud of how well it's doing. So it's not just that it's selling a lot of copies, as you'll see, it's also that the reviews have been really good. It's got over 50 reviews in just a few weeks, and people seem to really like it, and that has been just wonderful and has really pumped me up about the sequel, which I am working on currently. So that said, we're going to go ahead and jump into the next segment of the video. We'll be discussing the ad performance, and you can see both Amazon and Facebook ad performance, what I've been doing. This covers the last 2 weeks, and there'll be one more video, and in that video I'll show you the last week of those ads, because I don't feel like I've done adequate testing yet either of Facebook or Amazon. Everything thus far has been for sales, and I still need to run a campaign on Facebook for mailing list signups to see how that does. So there's a lot more I want to do with ads, and we'll cover that in the last video. But for now, let's take a look at the ad performance to date and then at the recap of Destroyer's sales for the first few weeks. Okay, so let's take a look at ad performance. The Cliff Notes version is that they are not terribly profitable, especially Facebook ads, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop experimenting. So I have had 1,628 website clicks through my campaign at an average cost of 27 cents, and that's done fairly well for me. I've had a fair number of sales, but not as many as I would like. So I strongly suspect that it does not count Kindle Unlimited borrows as a sale, though this is just anecdotal evidence, because the amount of rank increase I see for any given ad seems disproportionate based on the number of sales that are reported by my affiliate link. So every time somebody purchases a copy of Destroyer, it's showing up on my list here. You can see the total items shipped here is 82, but based on the performance changes I saw when I turned the ads on and off, it looks like a bigger shift than this number would suggest. So I think what's happening is some of the people that are visiting the page are doing Kindle Unlimited borrowers. I have no way of proving that, unfortunately, so it's just a theory. If I get more data about that, I'll be happy to share it. Lastly, I would also like to take a look at Amazon ads. So this is not something that I had considered using, but a few friends had been checking it out and have had some success, so I decided to give it a shot too. So what's interesting about this is it's harder to get clicks than it is on Facebook, but it seems like those clicks can be more effective if they're applied correctly. So I have a bunch of different campaigns running here, and I will be adding probably another 10 or 15 over the next few days. I set each one of them to a daily budget spend of $10, but most of them didn't even break $1. Only one broke $1 because there just aren't that many clicks to go around. It's a smaller platform. Prior to that, I ran a bigger budget that didn't do as well as I was hoping, but still did pretty well. It says it estimated $65 in sales, and it cost me $150. So that was technically a loss of money, but if you look at the fact that some of those people might buy the next book and possibly the third one, it's kind of a wash. These are a much better cost per click than I did on the first campaign. So we'll check in on this at the end. There'll only be one more video. It'll be the fifth video. And in that video, I'll cover these ads in a little more detail because I've only had them running for a few days. But I expect that these are going to do pretty well over the next week. I won't sell a ton of books, but it also won't cost me a lot of money. And it's one more way to lead readers into my funnel. So those are pretty much the metrics surrounding the ads. Again, my conclusion is unless you've got money to burn, you're probably not going to immediately juice your sales. If you are willing to put in the time, and when I say time, I mean weeks, possibly months, you can, I think, master this process to the point where you get profitable like any other skill. Okay, as you can see, Destroyer is up to 54 reviews and has a 4.4 average, so doing very, very well there. Not everybody loves it, but most people seem to really enjoy the book, which is exactly what I was hoping for. If we scroll down to the most important part, you'll see that the rank is at 583, which is actually better than it's been. So it's going in a positive direction, actually climbing in rank over the last couple of weeks, as we'll see when we look at Author Central. That's insane to me. The fact that it hasn't lost rank, I expected it to kind of slowly slip, and instead is gaining more traction, is really a testament to Right to Market, and makes me very, very happy to see that performing. So what does that mean in terms of financial benefit? Well, if you look at the sales numbers for Destroyer, you can see that I'm averaging around 100 a day. So it sometimes is below and sometimes it's above, but it seems to hover around that 100 a day. And then for pages read, you're looking at maybe an average of about 30,000 a day, and it seems to be climbing. So if it continues to climb, who knows where the limit lies, but even if it doesn't, I'm looking at probably 1,000,000 pages read during the first month, and possibly as many as 5,000 to 6,000 sales. So yay! That's so far beyond what I could have expected. I am thrilled. Looking more closely at the rank, you can see this is really hard to pick out because it's just basically a flat line. But they have a 2-week spread that'll show us much better data. So this is the last 2 weeks. We came into it at 458. This was the last day that the book was 99 cents. Then you can see it starts dropping because it's gone back to full price. We're at 623, keeps falling, 686, 712. It bottoms out at 714, and then it starts to climb and sort of settles in. We're a little over 600 here in rank. And then it spikes up to 583, which is great, drops a little bit for one day, and then we're back into the fives. So in general, you can see this trend going the right direction, which is perfect. I don't know how long I can sustain that for, but fingers crossed that it'll last at least for the next week so that the rest of the test for the first month looks good. Last metric that we are tracking is mailing list signups. So for the month through the 19th, I am at 623 subscribed. An average month from before would have been more like 60. So this is a huge, huge change in my numbers. It starts here. A lot of this is from Destroyer. The reason why February was so high is those of you watching this video, this is you guys signing up to the list. So it's the 21-day novel challenge and then leading into Destroyer. And you can see the Destroyer is just, really pouring in the signups. And we still have 11 more days in the month. So I might break 1,000 this month, which is, insane to me. But again, just great testament to using Writing to Market, setting up a smart marketing plan, and making sure that I had that reader magnet exiled in place.